Hi guys, my name's Llama, and today I wanted to talk to you about a 14 slot bag that you are able to get on Hardcore WoW for yourself, even if you are self-found at a very low level. Now, the only limitation to this bag is going to be somewhat time dependent, which is why I'm bringing out this video now. So let's dive into it. So the bag in question is the Dark Moon Storage Box, and this is a 14 slot bag that you were able to purchase with Dark Moon Fair tickets, unsurprisingly at the Dark Moon Fair. Now it will cost 50 tickets, and what we're mainly going to discuss in this video is the best way to get your hands on these tickets at a low level. Now, the way that we are going to do this is by handing in vibrant plumes. Now there are things that you can hand in that you are able to access much easier for yourself at low levels. However, they are time consuming and are limited in how many hand-ins you can do before achieving an inability to hand the item in, and that cap will be reached before you would get to the 50 ticket requirement. So, by far and away, the best option for items to hand in is going to be vibrant plumes. Now, this footage you're watching here is me farming for vibrant plumes on my warrior so that I can get the Darkmoon Fair box when it next arrives. The Darkmoon Fair next arriving on the 9th of September at the time of recording. And in order to be able to get this box, the Darkmoon storage box, from the Darkmoon Fair, we would need that 50 tickets. Now, vibrant plumes are handed in 5 at a time in order to acquire 12 tickets for each 5 vibrant plumes that you hand in. Now, this leaves you with 2 options. You have the option of farming 25 vibrant plumes, getting you to 60 tickets, which is of course going to be all that you need and 10 more. Or alternatively, you can farm for 20 vibrant plumes, hand them in for 48 tickets, and also remember to take the quest from your capital city to go and visit the Darkmoon Fair, which gives you a complimentary 5 tickets, getting you to the 50 threshold. Now, in order to be able to farm the vibrant plumes, you are going to need to be able to kill mobs which drop them, of course. Now, these mobs can be farmed in 1k needles, which is going to be the harpies on the south side of the area. Now, these harpies range from about level 27 to level 30, but they do have a 15% drop chance on average to be able to give you a vibrant plume. Now, my rough napkin maths, depending on how many you are targeting, means that you are most likely going to have to kill between 100 and 133 of these harpies in order to be able to get the plumes that you require to get this box. But once you have achieved that, you are simply just going to walk into the Darkmoon Fair, hand in your vibrant plumes and your quest for the 5 complimentary tickets, and get yourself a 14 slot bag. Now, if you are self-found like all of my characters are, of course this does mean that you will have the level requirement of simply being able to kill the harpies. This does mean that you are going to have to be able to get to 1k needles and consistently kill mobs who are in the high 20s to low 30 range, meaning that I would generally recommend that you are level 30 to do so. While this is not particularly low level, it is certainly a lot lower level than what is intended for being able to get 14 slot bags, and an awful lot lower than what most of you are going to be able to achieve to get 14 slot bags comparative to other sources. Now that is all of the most pertinent information out of the way. However, it is worth noting just a couple of points about the vibrant plume farm that I am suggesting. Now, first of all, it is realistically pretty much your only option at that lower level bracket, as most mobs that drop vibrant plumes are closer to the 40 to 45 and above range, meaning that if this is a highly contested farm when you go to do it, you are going to have a difficulty getting a hold of enough mobs as they are not on any sort of real hyper spawn. This is one of the reasons why I'm getting this video out nice and early, so that hopefully you see it nice and early and are able to farm these up well in advance. Or of course, if you're watching this at a later date, perhaps you will be able to farm them in advance of the next arrival of the Darkmoon Fair. Second point of note is that this farm is not one that is particularly easy in regards to the mobs themselves if you are at a low level or a class that struggles with regards to killing mobs of a similar level or going into caves. These mobs can hit you very fast, very hard. They have stuns, they have slows, they have all sorts of nasty abilities, including a rather lethal 8-second silence if you are playing a class that is susceptible to such. Now, the mobs on the ground level before you move up the mountainside and into the cave tend to be reasonably easy to pull individually, and you would probably not going to have a problem if you are level appropriate and able to kill these mobs. However, if you want to be consistent in this farm, even when I was the only person here, my kill speed as a warrior without any world buffs or anything of that nature was high enough that I was having to work my way up the mountainside and clear out a good half of the cave, before then proceeding to go back down and kill the respawning mobs on the ground level. Now, in this farm, I actually get quite lucky. I farmed for about half an hour and ended up with 17 vibrant blooms, which is absolutely fantastic. So you aren't going to be here all that long in order to make this a viable farm for you. But that brings us nicely on to the next point, which is that if you are here a while, it's not a particularly tragic thing. These mobs drop cloths. They are in a cave and mountainside range that has multiple ore that you can mine if you are so way inclined with your professions. There is also treasure chest spawns inside this cliff, and they give good experience. And while the mobs themselves hit hard, they aren't particularly durable, meaning that if you do get a good capacity for killing them going, you will find yourself making decent returns in both gold and experience. I think that will pretty much round up everything that I want to say in this video, however, so if you have enjoyed the video, please do consider liking the video and or subscribing to the channel. But for now guys, I hope to see you in the next one. Laters!